All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Jason. I use he, him pronouns. We're going to play Alien tonight. This is a game on the Gauntlet online community. If you're interested, we play lots of games, indie, story, Tridindle. This is probably more of a Tridindle, I'd say. And we play lots of games. If you're interested, go check out gauntlet-rpg.com. As I mentioned, we're playing Alien. This is a game from Free League. It's coming to general release December 10th. Got the pre-order package we're working from. That's a Swedish company. They've made a lot of games based on an engine called the Year Zero engine. This is their latest iteration of that. We're going to be playing a cinematic scenario. This is something they have in Alien to have a short, tight scenario, a lot of building tension, high body count, and likely player versus player conflict. This particular scenario is called Hope's Last Day. It comes from the manual. It's actually a very short scenario. It's only one act. I'm working from a headcanon that includes the movies Alien and Aliens, the Alien Isolation video game, the latest books from Titan Publishing, some of the comics, some of Alien 3, and some aspects of the Blade Runner movies. Let's go left to right on the character keeper, but this time we'll give Lowell a break. We'll go to the next person, which I think was Jamie.
Yes.
Jamie, why don't you tell us about yourself and your pronouns and your character, their pronouns, their class, their job, their background. If you could read that little paragraph, I think, I don't know if you have it handy. If you have it handy, read it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. They have a talent. If you could read that talent and what special effect it has, their signature item, and their buddy and rival, if they are in the party.
Mm-hmm. Hi, so my name is Jamie. They, them pronouns, please. Today I am playing Singleton, who is the pilot of this probably doomed group. Let's be honest, they're probably doomed. Singleton goes by she, her pronouns. And looking at what I have here, so her job is as the tractor driver, and she's 32 years old. She has a self sufficient personality, and she stood on her own 2 feet for as long as she can remember. The only lesson her useless parents taught her was that life is hard and you have to be harder. She wants to advance by any means possible, and if that includes ignoring a few principles on the way, then so what? I like how doomed all of this sounds. And I'm really intrigued by her talent. It's called Reckless. It says here, you live for the rush of adrenaline through your own veins, pushing harder than others there. You can push any skill roll based on agility twice, not just once like other characters. Each push increases your stress level by 1, though. And Singleton's signature item is a toy dinosaur, so I'm gonna have fun trying to figure out how that works. I'm like thinking it's a T-Rex just for classic, like has to be a T-Rex. But there you go. That's it for Singleton. Oh, sorry, Jason, you're muted.
Who are Singleton's buddy and rival?
Oh yeah, thanks. Okay, so Singleton's buddy is McWhirr, who is our commander, and her rival is Hirsch, who is
Not in the party right now.
not in the party right now at this
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, I think was Robert.
Yep, so I'm Robert, he, him pronouns. I am playing as Sig, the scientist, also he, him pronouns. And let's see, Sig's backstory is well, Sig very much likes their job as a lab technician, but the Wayland-Yutani inspection team scientists don't treat Sig very well, thinly disguised contempt. Hadley's Hope is just a way station for me before moving on to bigger and better things. And my buddy is Hirsch, which I like Hirsch as he has an open mind. And McWeir acts as if she owns the place and me. So McWeir is my rival. My signature item is my lab coat, fitting since I'm a scientist. And my talent is analysis. So I can roll for observation to gain insight about strange and alien artifacts or creatures. And for every 6 I roll, I get to ask a question.
All right. Holroyd. David.
Yeah, I'm David. I go by he, him pronoun. Also, is he, him pronoun. He is an android. He is the mechanic of the colony. He is also Weyland-Yutani android and has been on LV 426 for 2 years now. He's in this colony, on with things without complaining. I get along with everybody, and overall that works fine. However, that Sig spends way too much time griping, not enough time working. So I'm not too friendly with them. I think I'm her. That McWeir doesn't like me too much either. I'm not too sure about humans, and they have the prerogative. But I have a talent, resilient, very fitting. It's harder to hurt me.
And last up, McWeir. You're muted.
Take a drink. Anyway, so McWeir, Colonial Authority, union organizer. She, her, Lowell, he, him as the player. But McWeir is our union organizer, takes her job seriously. Excited to be in this and getting things operational, getting things moving. We gotta get that rolling here. And sometimes you gotta tell people what to do. And that's just what happens, and when people listen, things go right. That's how it goes here. And McWeir has the talent of being able to pull rank, which allows them to give orders. It creates a little bit of stress for themselves when they do that, but they can give orders. They have a pretty good command ability score. Just to mention, it's one of the ways that you can calm people down is with that amazing command score that you have. So I'm just putting that out there that I'm the person you want to come to when you need reassurance for what is going to happen next. I am that person. I'm also that person that you want to protect when that situation occurs. Just saying, can't run particularly fast. So right now, my buddy at the start is Singleton. So nice reciprocal relationship there. My rival is Hirsch because I don't know. All I've heard is bad things about Hirsch so far. So I'm guessing that is in fact the case. Signature item is her company ID badge. It's not necessarily that it's the company; it's the colonial administration. The idea that we are forging here in the face of these stupid Weyland-Yutani know-it-alls. We're going to make a new life here. And I think that's the most important things to say, except to say that McWeir is incredibly fragile. Just putting that out there.
Okay. We have some safety tools we're using. I discussed those offline with everybody, so I'm not going to go into a lot of depth here. But just so everybody knows, we're using Best Intentions, Open Door, X-Card, and Lines and Veils. And our lines and veils include, we have lines on animal abuse and harm to animals and child abuse. And we have a veil on sexual intimacy. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started with some box text. Hadley's Hope is a shake and bake colony located on the moon LV 426. Established in 2157, the colony is terraforming, research, and mining the colony is a terraforming research and mining facility and a new home to its pioneers. By 2179, there are 158 colonists there, and the first natives of L426 had been born. The giant processors are changing the atmosphere, now breathable, but still choked by dense clouds and racked by electrical storms. The sky is always gloomy, more like night than day. Even when the sun is above the horizon, it's often hidden behind the giant form of Kalpamos, LV 426's parent planet. Some said building the colony was unwise. The moon hadn't even been mapped in 2157. The weather would make life a constant struggle, and the violent geology made it feel as if the world didn't want anyone there at all. Yet, someone at Weyland-Yutani allocated the budget and gave the green light, and so Hadley's Hope was founded. Supervisor Al Simpson got stuck into the job, and the colonists soon learned to live with LV 426's quirks. It wasn't long before they were making a success of this most unlikely of colonies. Hadley's Hope, jointly funded by Weyland-Yutani and the United Americas, has a them and us feel to it, with any visiting corporate folk looking down their noses at the colony's laborers. Despite this, the colony has been developing well. There's opportunity aplenty, and risk aplenty too. 4 days ago, a wildcatter named Russ Jordan was brought back, infected with something. He died, and some snake-like parasite disappeared into the guts of the base. Security has had no luck catching the thing, and somehow more people were infected. Rumor has it that some of them have died, and that there are more of these snake things than Supervisor Simpson is admitting to. Simpson spoke over the intercoms, calling for calm. Crisis or not, you have a job to do. 24 hours ago, you headed out on a maintenance run to Processor 9, happy to leave base until the crisis blows over. 10 kilometers out, Singleton's tractor gave up the ghost. A nasty mechanical crunch told you it wasn't going any further. Calls back to Hadley's Hope got a cursory response. You were told to wait, and they'd get to your little problem when they had the time. While you waited, you got to talking about the crisis and the Weyland-Yutani corporate shuttle that arrived right before you left. The shuttle carried an inspection team led by company agent Miranda Reynolds and her chief scientist Theodora Comiskey. Sig relayed something he'd overheard. Isn't our game Sig a he? I think he is, yeah. A hushed conversation about the shuttle being quickly and quietly readied for departure. Reynolds and Comiskey are likely the only two who can authorize its use, and the only two with the access key cards needed to use it. For all you know, it was Reynolds who ordered Jordan out there in the first place. It's not right for the Weyland-Yutani reps to just skip out and leave you, the workers, to clean up this bloody mess. If things go bad, why shouldn't you get those key cards and get away instead? A day has passed, and you've still heard nothing. All further attempts to contact Hadley's Hope have been fruitless. No one is coming to help. The only communication you pick up on are garbled, panicked even. There's no option but to walk back and see what the hell is going on. You stagger into the west airlock, weary from your long walk. Away from the main body of the base, there's no noise here except the soft hum of the colony and the squeal of the wind. The ready room is big, with metal benches and mesh-framed lockers. Many of the lockers have been flung open and their contents spilled onto the ground. Several of the heavy benches have been tipped over and moved out of position. Only a pair of overhead fluorescent tubes provides some dim lighting. One of these has fallen from its fitting and swings back and forth a few times before coming to rest. Something is seriously wrong, and it's time to start planning how to get the hell out of Dodge. Most likely you'll find Company Agent Reynolds or Dr. Comiskey and their key cards in their offices in blocks C2 and E1. All right. So if we look at the map, so you go to the slides, and the second slide, the ground floor, you'll see the little yellow oval. That's your crew. You're in the West Lock. Does everybody see that? And just to practice the dice, what I'd like you to do, this is just for flavor. There's no real stakes for this, but I'd like you to see how you're feeling after your long walk in the wind and electrical storms of LV 426. I'd like you to make either a stamina or a survival roll, whichever's best for you. Since we're sharing dice, we'll go one at a time. Usually this won't slow us down too much because, like I said, usually only one person will roll, but we'll take turns for this one. So let's start left to right on the character keeper with McWeir. So whichever's better for you, survival or stamina. Stamina is a strength skill. Survival is a wits skill.
Well, it's got to be the wit skill.
Okay.
Grabbing the 4 dice for that, since I have a 4. I have no skill level, but I have a base stat. There are 4.
Yep.
Haven't yet gotten any panic, so I'm going to grab some of these dice, bring it over, grab one more, uncheck these. Okay, let's see what 4 dice gets us. This is going to be amazing. This is not going
Beautiful.
to be as amazing as I hoped.
You got it out of your system. So you're tired, but there's no mechanical effect.
Okay.
Let's
This
go
is
on.
not my forte.
You'll get hot. Jamie, which one's best for you?
Right, so there's a choice between stamina or what again, sorry?
Stamina or survival?
Survival. Yeah, stamina's looking better because my strength is at 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will also roll 4 dice.
Uh-huh.
Can I? Oh, shoot, I should have kept track of which one low will touch. Sorry, I'm being superstitious. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. You can.
I'm just really weird like that. Okay. 4 and re-rolling the selected. I'm doing.
Oh, you're
double
feeling great.
6. I'm feeling super good after that walk.
Oh yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
long walk out here.
Well, and McWeir's your friend, so you're probably like helping.
Yeah.
Or her rather, helping her.
Yeah. It's like, it's all right. Don't worry. We got this. I guess I call you because you're like our commander, right? So.
She's a union rep.
Organizer.
She's like the boss, maybe.
Yeah,
Or
I think boss is fine in an
Boss McWeir,
ironic way.
Boss W.
Yeah. I'll call you boss. Don't worry, boss. We got this. It's fine.
Okay.
Let's see. I think Robert was next. Which one's best for you?
Yeah, so my best is going to be survival, because I have a 4 in wits and no skill actually in it, but that's better than my strength. So I'm just going to re-roll the 4 that are out there. And I got 1 6.
Everybody get 6s.
All right,
Yeah.
you're doing fine. And Holroyd, you're extra strong. You're probably gonna rock this roll.
Yes, I do have stamina to spare.
Look at that. 8 dice. Can't go wrong. Oh, 3 6s. You lead the way. You're always
Apologize.
surprised.
I might be tired. I can scout ahead if you need. Would you like me to stop running, boss?
You can.
I'm sorry.
You can stop running. Just let's pace ourselves, shall we? I think they keep running. Good.
Okay, so you all, in various states of health, roll into the West Lock. What would you like to do?
I say closest block is C block. Looks like C1 block. If we want to get to admin, we got to go up to C2. I think we head there because that's where people are going to be who are given orders and are in charge. Hearing no objections, let's make it happen.
Yeah, I thought you were the one giving orders around here. That's
I
what
am.
you seem to think, at least.
That's what's happening at this moment. That is what is going on.
All right, people. Let's move out then.
Okay.
Hey,
Uh,
do we have the weapons that we have listed? Do we have those on
yes.
ourselves now?
Whatever you have on you is what you have. Whatever's on your sheet.
I will say, everybody, let us lock and load. I think the situation, uh, we can take the safety off at this point.
You all know, I mean, you know the base. You've all lived here for various amounts of times. You know that this is sort of a ready room. So you know there's these lockers usually have equipment and supplies and stuff in them. It's looked like it's been ransacked and something has happened here, but there may be something here if you want to look and spend the time, or you can move out.
I am worried about, like, so it's completely empty and no one's been answering the comms for ever since, like, we started walking back, right?
Yeah, most of a day. Like you guys, they're like, we'll get to you when we can, and then you hunt out in your truck for like 20 hours before you finally said, okay, we just got to go. No response. You got static whenever you use the radio.
Ooh.
At
Boss,
least at
if
C block, we're going to see the comms. We're going to find out what's going on. Maybe better there.
Mm-hmm. There is an intercom. If you check your map, there's a little symbol there. It's the little circle thing with 4 dots in it, right down in the hallway on the way to C block. You know, that's sort of a call, and you push the button and you call in. It's old school, so it's like in the Alien movie where you push the button, you talk into it, and then you get squawk squawk squawk, back out. Those are how those work. There's also a little terminal there.
Sig, Holroyd, one of you two, why don't you both take a look at the comms and the units and see what you can make of that. If there's anything we can get on video or anything.
Okay.
absolutely, boss.
And Singleton and McWeir, what would you like to do while they're monkeying with the terminal and the intercom?
Honestly, I'm gonna watch.
Just watch out.
Like, I have my service pistol out. I think, like, I'm in survival mode. Like, this does not bode well. Like, this, I assume this is the first time something like this has happened. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
I mean, living on LV 426 is dangerous. People die. Trucks break down. They get caught in storms, explosions, mechanical errors, whatnot. But this total blackout.
Yeah.
This quiet is this is unreal. You have no idea. Never experienced anything like this.
If I'm pretty confident that my buddy Singleton is kind of covering, then I will take the opportunity to look through some of the lockers if there are other supplies we can pack up.
Okay.
To protect us for later.
Let's take care of that first then. So McWeir, go ahead and make a observation check.
Okay. So that's 2 plus 4. So I'm going to steal these 2 of these dice here. And then I'm going to undo that. I don't have any stress yet. Let's reroll these selected. Look at that. It is nothing. I am going to take a stress die.
All right.
Because I want to see this mechanic.
Do it.
In hot action here. Reroll selected.
All right. Your panic die gave you your success. Be sure to mark 1 on your stress on your character sheet.
That was very
You
close.
slipped right
Yeah,
by.
it was.
What I'd like you to do now, you find something. I'd like you to roll 2 6-sided die and add them together.
Okay. Let's see. I'll grab these bottom 2. It's a 9.
All right. You find a power cell. Many of you, some of you guys, motion trackers, cutting torches, various things use power supplies. You find one of them. Roll another d6 for me.
Okay. A 4.
All right, there are two charges left on this power supply. So if you go down to gear, just write power supply 2. We'll say we do encumbrance. We'll kind of roughly keep track of it. Let's just say this weighs 0. It's pretty light.
I will actually go ahead and hand that off to Singleton.
Okay.
And I'll say, you've got the motion tracker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'll hand you the power cell that I found.
Right.
Okay. I'll say good job, boss. I think I didn't notice the stress that you incurred.
Not yet. Got the shaky hands just a little bit.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about the motion tracker, we a little bit. How that works? You pull out your motion tracker. This is like the one in Alien, so it's a big blocky thing, and it's got like a I don't know, a cylinder on the end of it, and you kind of point it, and it goes woo 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 woo, and you get the beep beep. And the way it works in the game is, if you turn it on and you check it out, for one turn, it'll tell you within a certain range, anything that's large, fairly large, it's moving. Large would be cat size on up. Okay, and
Sorry, like cat size on up. Ooh, I'm really nervous. Okay, here we go. My character's not nervous, but Jammy's nervous.
yeah. Whenever you use it, you're going to make a power supply roll. We'll talk about that if you decide to use it. Generally, it should last for quite a while. You're not going to suddenly run out of energy, but
Okay.
it may, in time, you may find yourself needing that extra power supply.
Okay.
Okay. You guys at the terminal and the intercom. So it's kind of like set in the wall, kind of like at shoulder level. And there's a button, like I said, you push it and you can talk into it and get a response, a little speaker. And then there's a small, probably 1 foot, foot and a half by foot and a half screen. And it just has a DOS prompt. That's all it's showing. Usually there would be like, welcome to Weyland-Yutani, Hadley's Hope Base. How can I help you? But right now it just has a DOS prompt. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think I want to try to get into that terminal and, figure out if see if I can figure out anything at all about what's going on.
Okay. Make a ComTech check.
Okay, that's pretty good for me.
And Dave Holroyd, if you want to help, he can get an extra die. If you, by like looking over his shoulder, be like, push F1, backslash, so on and so forth.
Yeah, even with the extra die, I did not get a 6.
Great. You want to push it?
Yeah, I'm gonna push it.
Why not?
Why not? This is the most stressful searching we've done. Oh, and even on the push, I did not get a 6.
All right. So add 1 stress to your character sheet. So you start monkeying with the buttons, and it is clear to you that not only does this terminal need to reboot, but that it's not connected to the central computer, which either means the wiring has been damaged in between here and there, or the central computer is itself down. Central computer, is an ops, which is, I believe, an E block. So keep that in mind. In addition, as you're standing there, pushing buttons and beep booping, suddenly a voice comes over the intercom, and it's the soothing, refreshing voice of the automated system. And it says, oh, where am I? It's it blanks out with static every bit, but you catch, this is an emergency message. All colonists must immediately assemble at mass housing sublevel for safety. And it stops.
And all of us hear that.
Yeah, it's loud enough. You all hear it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and how far is that from where we are?
That would be in the sublevel,
Mm-hmm.
which is underneath you. There are multiple ways to get into it. The closest way to either go up or down is the ladder at the end of this hallway. You can see that little ladder-looking symbol. There is a ladder in Westlock, but as far as I can tell on the map, it doesn't really go anywhere, so we'll ignore that ladder. The ladder I'm talking about is the one at the right near the entrance to C block.
Okay. I see it.
That will take you either down, pretty near to the mass housing. If you go to the sublevel map, the ladder will come out. Let's see if I can actually make a little thing to copy and paste. The ladder I'm talking about is with the red X on the sublevel. That's where you'd come out if you went down. If you go up, you would appear on the third slide, shows the upper level. You would appear on the upper level just outside C block.
Right. I see it. I see it. But we also have to go after the key cards.
Yes.
Look, they're calling us in like sheep. That's how the corps do. They're going to pull us together into an area and keep everything quiet, locked down. They're, you know, we've got to find out who's in admin right now. And if we have to twist some arms, we're going to twist some arms. So I say we get moving up there, because the people who made that cute voice prompt, they aren't the people that are looking out for us.
Yeah, that's right, boss. I think you're absolutely right. We have to look out for ourselves. They didn't even bother coming out for us or letting us know what's going on, so I think we have to play it safe.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good idea. I mean, but we should probably, we need to get to also maybe check out the central computer. I mean, everything seems to be disconnected from this terminal, so I'm not sure what the deal is with the central computer.
Well, hey, how about after we find out what's going on in admin, you can make that call?
Yeah, okay.
Does that work okay for you, Holroyd? I look a little like maybe it's a robot corporate stooge, just a little bit nervous. Is that good with you?
Absolutely, boss. That sounds like a good idea.
Wait, so I have to clarify. Are you like one of those typical alien robots where you're like creepily human-like, like creepily empathic and kind sounding? Like, is it, or are you more of the, like, just very dry type?
I think overly nice to the creepy level.
Okay, noted.
Yeah, Singleton, keep an eye on him. Let's get moving. The faster we get moving, the sooner we can get someplace comfy.
Okay. Who's leading the way?
I think I can take the lead. Whew. Whew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just checking out my stats.
Oh, and I think I turned to the boss, just like, oh, boss, if you would like me to lead, I'm not cleared to carry weapons, but it would be the best if I were hurt first.
The robot should not carry weapons. Like I mutter under my breath.
Yeah, Holroyd, you take point. We will follow up with arms.
As far as you guys
Absolutely,
know,
boss.
Holroyd has behavioral inhibitors. He should not be able to harm or through action allow a human to be harmed. But of course, everyone's heard of all the stories about androids going nuts and destroying whole colonies. So you've always got that in the back of your mind. Who's bringing in the rear? Who's coming in last?
I mean, probably shouldn't be me because the only
Right.
safety I've got to take off is the safety on my med kit. So,
You can always
I'll
overdose
take
yourself, just
I'll take them back. I'll take them back. I
Okay.
think it also makes sense for how paranoid she is. So
Oh, yeah. Okay.
survival focused. I'd say I don't want to be paranoid just yet.
And are you guys going to move quickly down the hallway or quietly?
I think quickly, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we're not so worried about stealth right this second. I mean, there's some sort of snake thing out
I
there,
know.
but that it's not gonna.
It's just a snake thing.
It's just a snake.
Sure. Okay. So you guys start making your way down this hallway. This long hallway is dark. With only a single slowly spinning red light in the ceiling halfway down. This place and everywhere else, unless I say otherwise, will count as dim, which means firing will have a -1 die. Just to put that out there. They're typical for Hadley's Hope. It's a wide tunnel. It's lined with pipes and venting, blocky radiators, maintenance panels. There's just all kinds of junk lining the walls, the ceiling. The floor is a steel grate that can be lifted to give access to the subflooring. This particular tunnel right now is it's got scattered, tipped over. Hold on a second. Where was that? It's littered with a mess of overturned carts, discarded boxes, and duffel bags. There's just a lot of junk here. You even see like a kid's, what do they call those little bikes that they ride? You can see a kid's bike laying in the hallway also.
Do you think they evac'd? Did they just evac quick and rush out of here and not give us a high sign?
This definitely looks like a lot of personal stuff. You see some clothing sticking out of the bags. Whatever they were doing, they were taking some stuff with them, or they're moving around or something. The carts have a lot of foodstuffs on them, basic tools, flashlights, that emergency gear kind of stuff on the carts.
Everybody, load up whatever
Right.
you need.
Okay, we'll say everybody can have a flashlight. If you can add that, no encumbrance, but if you want to add a flashlight, that if you have a flashlight flaring, then you don't have that dim penalty. The downside, though, is you can't effectively be stealthy if you have a flashlight going. If you want to grab any food, you can grab food, water. You guys probably you're not hungry or anything at this point. You had supplies in the truck. If you want to spend some time, we can make an observation roll if you want to look for anything especially good.
Hirsch, or sorry, Sig. Anything weird here? Science-wise?
well, I mean, it does look pretty weird that they, that all this stuff was laying around. They got out of here in such a hurry. I mean, I can take a look if you
I
want
mean,
to.
are we walking in a place that's contaminated or something like that? Is there like a gas leak or something? Is that what's happened here?
Suddenly you hear a scream echoing through the vent, and then you hear a gunshot, and then that's it. Everybody gains a point of stress.
Oh my god. Yes, that sounds, yes, I'm stressed.
It could have been close by. It could have been the other side of the base. These vents go all the way through the base.
It's just echoing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, boss, I don't think this is science stuff, but I think that gunshot's bad.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a gas leak to me. Singleton, get the motion tracker out.
Yeah.
This is an emergency message. All colonists must immediately assemble at and goes dead.
Okay, I'm whipping out the motion sensor.
Okay. What I want you to do, the motion tracker starts with a power supply of 5.
Okay.
And how our power supply roll works is for each point of power it has, you roll 1 die. So you're going to roll 5 dice. and every one that comes up will deplete the supply by 1.
Whew, okay.
So you don't want to roll 1s.
Okay, I'm visualizing that. I have a harder time psychically controlling
Hmm.
computer dice, but I'll do my best.
Okay.
I'm better with physical dice. All right. Woo, here we go.
All right, great.
Nice. 2 sixes,
No ones.
no ones.
Perfect.
Okay, yes, yes.
Okay. Now, the motion tracker it can detect anything within long range, which is 4 zones. So let me look at my top secret map here. So of course you see, you guys kind of moving around a little bit, and that doesn't cause any disruption to your signal. There is indeed something moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you go to the map and we go to the second, I'm going to move your little thing. You're partly down the hallway now, and you pick up three signals. Do you see those on the map? The red X's?
Yes. Can we
They,
see how they're just like blips, right? Like we can't tell how
Yep.
big. Yeah.
Nope.
Just like the movies.
They're moving. They're not moving much. They seem to be kind of sticking in the same area where they're at.
Okay.
So that'll be active for the next 5 minutes or so. If you keep going, we'll make another supply roll. So you guys want to keep...
Holroyd, move forward. We're going to move up to that closest X. Everybody else get weapons ready. There might be somebody that's injured that can fill us in. Let's move up there, and then we'll get to that ladder so we can go up to admin deck. But let's move and check what's going on in that room.
Understood, boss.
You guys still going to go quickly, or do you want to go quietly now?
You know, I began to rethink this whole quickly thing, and right now she's like, maybe we take it down a step, just so somebody has a gun out there. Maybe there was a gas leak, and maybe they've gone crazy from the fumes. So let's just err on the side of caution and putting the android out in front.
Sorry.
Okay. So...
Yeah, I think I clicked my flashlight off, and I'm like, very wise. I'll go to the boss.
Okay. So you guys start moving, you crouch down, you're kind of moving from, overturned cart to box to overturned cart, moving your way up towards there. I got good news, McWeir. You're the least sneaky. You get to make this roll for us.
Yes.
So you're going to roll your mobility, and you're going to add your stress. And you get to add 1 die for this, whoever is this most sneaky person giving you advice, where to step and what to do.
Who is the sneakiest person? I forgot to check.
That would be mobility. Whoever has the best agility and mobility added together.
Yeah, I think that's me.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Boss, please be quieter.
I'll keep that in mind.
And for no reason at all, I'm going to roll these dice over here on my side.
Oh my god.
I am rolling 6 dice. Let's see how this goes.
All right, you're hot.
Yeah.
Oh
On the
my
plus
God.
side, I did not roll a 1 on the stress dice.
That's
true.
true.
It's
We are
very
not
true.
panicking. We're not panicking.
I will not push that.
Okay. All right. So, Singleton, that bloop bloop on your screen that you're moving towards, it disappears.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Like it just poke, God.
Yep, it just suddenly stopped.
Oh shit. Okay. I whispered that to everybody. The one that was closest to us, right? That blip.
Yep, I moved it off the screen.
Oh, okay.
How does that happen with one of those?
Remember, it's a motion tracker.
Oh, so it's standing very still.
Could be.
Oh,
Or it's just,
yeah.
or it just could have been a mistake on the, these things are not high tech. They mess up sometimes.
Okay, yeah. I show it to. I go boss, and then like I show it to you.
Okay, well let's see what Holroyd finds.
Polaroid, you're leading the way. What I want you guys to
Mhm.
do now is I want you to make a observation check. So this is the person. Actually, it can be any one of you can make this roll. Usually you would want the person with the best observation to roll, but if that person had a lot of stress, maybe you might not want them to. So I'll leave it to you to decide who makes this check. You're all kind of watching. I'll give the person one extra die, whoever does it.
I feel like
Both
Sig's
Sig
still in.
and
Yeah, I'll
Sig
go
and
and take this
McWeir
one.
have it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sig, you're in the most observant, or you're going to make the roll?
Yeah.
And with those 2 extra stress dice,
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
gonna have a really good chance of making this roll.
But you get an extra die, right? Like
Yeah, one extra die.
Oh gosh, when the GM starts rolling, I'm like super nervous. Like my palms are sweating. Like,
Well, no sixes, but I'm not panicking.
All right, that's good. Do you want to push it?
Yeah, I'm gonna push it.
oh.
All right, add another stress.
All right, there's some sixes.
All right, you got 2 6s. Be sure to add another stress to your sheet.
Wait, I'm gonna double check how to remove stress. But go on.
Resting and drugs and alcohol is the main way, or calming or using your buddy power or your signature item.
Who's Sig's buddy?
I don't know if he has one right
Yeah.
now.
Don't have one right now.
Yeah,
Like
poor
buddy
Sig.
less. Got it. Okay.
They set up the interaction map to kind of have McWeir and Singleton versus Hirsch and Sig. So having no Hirsch really hurts Sig here. And then Holroyd's kind of the wild card. Yeah. Okay, so you get to about where that door was, and you suddenly get a bloop 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 bloop, and you see that you hear something rattling through the vents. It doesn't sound big, maybe like medium-sized, maybe a small dog kind of size, moving quickly through the vent towards you. And this vent, you look up and you see there's a big round vent above you, a hole, an access point. What do you do?
I'm going to make sure that McWhirr is behind me, getting away from the huge hole up on top, and I'm like, robot, let go.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go to combat.
Oh my god. Okay.
Let me take a minute, tell you a little bit about combat. First of all, the roles we just did was establishing whether this thing heard you guys. It did. And then it moved to try to sneak up on you guys, but because Sig got two 6s, you detected it. So it didn't get a sneak attack on you. That's the good news. The bad news, it's not very far away. What we do in combat is we draw initiative cards. So if you go to roll for your party, there is, I don't know if you guys use cards and roll for your party or not, but I've created a custom deck. It's called
Cool.
the Alien deck. And what you do is you click on the pull from Alien. It has a little parentheses 10, and you're going to select one card. For some reason, sometimes you have to input it a couple times. But have each of you guys go ahead and pull a card. Probably going to have to do it in order. So McWeir, go ahead and pull a card for us. And sometimes you have to input it 2 or 3 times. There you go. You got a 10. You're going to go
All right.
last. We go lowest to highest. McWeir is rocking it.
I was all
my
excited, and then it went
God.
terribly wrong.
McWeir, you have a color associated with your character keeper, the kind of orange color.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want you to do is drag that card over to the orange
Mm.
token. You
Got
see
it.
that?
Yep.
Okay. And there's a little spot on the card at the bottom where it says no action used. So that's where you want your token to be right now. We'll talk more about that in a minute. All right. Singleton, you're up.
Right. Okay, pulling.
Why does it say 10 cards still? It should say 9. Anyway, sometimes it's kind of wonky. It should work. Pull a card.
Okay, did it pull?
You might have to input it a couple
Sure.
times.
Got it. No problem.
Oh, you're doing good too. You're going to go right before McWeir.
Oh, I don't see the
So-
card.
It's right in the middle. It has the little face
Yeah.
hugger with a 9 on it. You
Oh
see
my
that?
gosh. No, I don't.
You don't see it?
No, not at all. I'm so weirded out that you see it and I don't see it.
Yeah, it is weird, and it still says 10. Oh well, let's keep rolling with it, and we'll see what. I'm not going to worry about it until we get multiple numbers of the same. So
Sure.
I'm going to drag it over to your little spot for you. I hope it turns
Okay.
up. Does it? Do you see it?
Oh, I see it now.
Okay.
Now. Weird. Thank you.
You're yellow though. I'm going to move it to the yellow spot.
Okay.
All right. Sig. Oh, you're doing good.
Nice.
You got a 1.
Good
Do you
job.
see it, Robert? Do you see the 1 card?
Yeah, I see mine.
Okay. And what color is your character? You're the green?
Green, yeah.
All right. And
First to
Holroyd.
pull the safety off the med kit. Here we go.
Yes.
Yeah. You're up, Holroyd.
4.
Great.
Not bad.
And you're going to pull that over to you might actually you're actually the purple color. I think I have to make a new one. Hold on. We will create a token purple submit.
Oh yeah, I can switch that around.
All right.
There you go.
Now I'm going to grab a card for the bad guy. Now this thing is actually fast, so it gets 2 cards.
Oh gosh. Meaning it gets to act twice, or it gets to pull the highest card.
That's right. It gets to act twice.
Oof. Oof.
All right. Oh no, I got a 9.
Still
Cards
jumping
aren't.
up here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna re. Something's. Well, I'll re-roll. Something's not working right. It worked right when I made it and I was practicing it over and over, but
It may read the deck for each person, maybe.
maybe.
Oh, right.
So everybody would have to have their own deck. Is that how?
I don't know.
Yeah. What we can do. We'll do this fight this way, and then we'll just go to the regular card select.
Okay.
We'll get like face cards and stuff that we'll have to re-pull, but it'll work.
Cool.
Hmm. Yeah, now it's not working for me at all. So I'm going to go ahead and just select a regular card. I got a queen, of course, so I'll redo it. And another queen. And a 9. Because I'm looking for anything other than 1, 9, 4,
Right.
10, or 2, right? 6. All right. So
Okay.
the bad guy is going to go on 2 and 6.
Cool.
All right. So on your turn, oh, actually, one other thing. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but one thing the players, what you can do is at the beginning of combat and the beginning of each round, you can exchange your spot and initiative if you want. So you guys will take a minute. Do you guys want to exchange your cards with another teammate?
Yeah, I think I should exchange mine for whoever has a gun.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's check out the guns, because I think it's McWeir and Singleton.
McWeir has a bolt gun, and Singleton has a pistol. A bolt gun it's an industrial tool. It shoots out at high speed a bolt that's intended to like repair things, but people have learned that it's not very accurate, but it does a lot of damage.
Okay.
Speaking of not accurate, I think perhaps Singleton should go.
Okay. All right. So we'll switch cards.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Just move the cards around from person to person.
Cool. So, what color was Sig again? Gosh, I'm trying to.
Sig
there.
is
Yeah, I think I got it. Oh,
Okay, cool. Cool.
there we go.
Thank you.
okay.
Ooh, 1. Ooh, pressure. Okay. Ooh, okay.
On your turn, you get 1 slow action and 1 fast action, or 2 fast actions. If you go to the Alien Rule Summary page, and you go down to actions, which is about 12, 15 items down. It's on page 5, or page 4 and 5. There's a list of slow actions. There's a list of fast actions. Generally speaking, slow actions are things that require some sort of roll. Fast actions are things that don't usually require a roll. Moving is a fast action. Aiming is a fast action. Shooting, hitting something, reloading are all slow actions, and so forth. So let's just jump into it then. So who do we end up with first? Was Singleton?
Yeah, so I think because I had the monitor out,
Yeah.
I'll have to draw my weapon, so that's a fast action.
Yep.
And then I'll take a slow action. Like, can I see it?
No.
Not yet.
Nope. You hear it approaching quickly in the vent, but you don't see it yet. You can do. There's something called Overwatch. You can
Right,
can point your gun in a direction, and if anything appears, you can choose to shoot it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay.
Next up was the monster, right? Okay. So one moment. This sicklish, yellowish, brownish creature. Its body is about 2 feet across and 2 feet long, but it's got a long 4 or 5 foot tail, and it looks like a horrendous spider crab. It's got these fingers with little claws on the end, and it's got this weird ovipositor. It's like this suction tube looking thing on the bottom of it, and it comes jumping out of the vent and starts and moves up to you guys. That will be its turn. So it is now in engaged range with whoever was up front. What was that, Holroyd? And it'll be at short range with the rest of you guys. Okay? So that's its action. It's crawling along. It clearly has bad intent. Next up was whoever's on 4. That would
I believe that's me.
That's Holroyd. Okay. So you've got this nasty thing on the ground in front of you here.
Yeah, and it's within, I guess,
It's
close combat.
yeah,
range.
yeah. Now, if you want to get away from it, you can do two things. You can try to push it away, or you can try to, they call it escape. If you try to push it away, you're going to make a close combat. You're going to make a close combat attack just to move it away. If you try to escape, you're going to make a mobility roll to get out of engaged range into short range, or you can hit it or do whatever you want, really.
I think I'm gonna try and hit it. I think Hora's gonna just put his hands out and just like, everybody back. I'll handle this. And try to punt it, I guess, like kick it. Like,
Okay. Great. So that'll be your slow action. You also have a fast action. You can look at the table there and see if there's anything you'd like to do with your fast action. Another option is you can save your action for later in case you want to block. If this thing should try to attack you, you can try to block it. If you don't,
Yeah,
if something goes to attack you and you don't have an action available to block, you can't block. So sometimes it's good to hold on to a fast action just in case. Okay.
yeah,
So
that sounds like a plan.
Okay. You're going to make a close combat attack then. You're going to roll your close combat skill.
All right, that's not bad.
You're using just your fist, right?
Yeah,
your foot. So
yeah.
let me check one thing real quick. There's an equipment tab on the character keeper, and under close combat is unarmed attack. So there's no modifier, and if you do hit, you're going to do 1 point of base damage. However, its armor is doubled. Fists aren't very good for getting through armor. This thing doesn't look very armory though. So you're going to go ahead and make that attack. So take all your, well, what's your close combat skill?
0.
And what's your
Or
strength?
nothing.
What's your strength?
Strength. Yeah, strength's way better at 7.
Okay, so you're going to have 7 dice. You don't have any stress.
Oh, you know what? Is it possible? Could I hit it with this flashlight or something? Would that be like better or same?
That's a good idea. It's probably one of those long, like fireman's flashlights. So that actually, let me check. That would count as a blunt instrument. That will give you an extra die. It's still only 1 damage, but the armor is not doubled. So
okay.
Roll. You're going to have your strength, which is 7, plus 1 die for the weapon, and that gives you 8 dice total. So drag 8 dice in there. Get those stress dice out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Looks like you need 1 more die. There you go. Roll those all up.
Well, I got 1 6.
All right, that's something. And if I remember correctly, androids cannot push. Is that right?
Right.
Yes, you cannot push. Yep. So you're going to do, you got 1 hit, so you're going to do your base damage, which is 1. This creature has a little bit of armor, so I'm going to roll that. Let me find out how much armor it has. Okay. If it rolls a 6 on its armor, it takes away 1 point of damage for every 6 it gets. It does not. So you go ahead and you do 1 damage to this thing. So you take your flashlight, whack, and it smashes 2 of these legs that were reaching out towards you and just breaks them off. This greenish stuff starts spurting out, this blood, this greenish, and it starts to sizzle and hiss. And this creature flings these arms around, so this blood is flying around a little bit. We got to find out whether this is going to cause you any damage. So we're going to roll to see if this acid is going to hurt you at all. But no, the acid misses you completely. I'm going to make a check for your flashlight, though. Flashlight's wasted. It's gone. It's eaten away by acid. Smoking. I think that's your turn.
Yeah, that's it.
Next up is the creature. Is that right? Yes. All right. Xenomorphs, creatures, when they attack you, they make what's called a signature attack. And you're going to roll a 6-sided die to see what kind of attack this creature uses against you, David. You want to roll low. Just one die. Two? Is
So
that
that's
right?
a 2.
All right, that's not bad. The creature has chosen its host, and they know it's coming for them. It skitters forward, single-minded and horrifyingly spider-like. You gain +1 stress, and you must make an immediate panic roll. But you don't care.
Oh, thanks.
Your heart just stays
I'll
the same heartbeat. No problem.
I think I just look back at everyone as like the flashlight melts away out of his hand. Just like, this creature seems very dangerous.
The creature has a fast action, but it's not going to use it. It'll just stop there. And next up is who acts on 9? Is that Sig?
Yeah. So I don't know if there's a whole lot I can do. But I'm wondering if I can just like basically just shine my flashlight on it, to try to keep to try to bring attention to it for McWeir to be able to shoot it better.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then just hold the rest of my turn, I guess, in case
it attacks you.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. And bringing up the rear is McWeir. You're muted.
Yeah. Let's see here. So, McWeir, we are at stress 2. So we'll get those 2 dice out there.
You're shooting your bolt gun?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And let me grab my other dice, move them out of the way. Oh, that was...
And so does my shining the light on it give 1 extra die for that?
You know what? I'll say it takes away the dim penalty. So he would have been -1, so he's even up on this.
Right, because there's only that one red light, right?
Yeah, it's behind you now. The bolt gun itself, the bonus is, if it gives a bonus, it has a 0, so no dice for that. So you are looking at whatever you got.
3 dice plus 2 stress dice. Let's see what happens. Well, the good news is I rolled a 6.
All right. First thing we do, we roll your panic. You can't push when you get panic. You can't push.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and take care of the panic roll. So you're going to roll
So question, does he
Go
only
ahead.
roll 1 panic roll?
Only one, yeah. No matter how many ones you get. Yeah.
Okay.
Just one.
Okay.
So you're going to go ahead and roll a d6 and add your current stress.
So that will be a 3.
Not a problem. The chart is on page 4 or 3.
Able to keep it together.
Keep it together. You managed to keep your nerves in check, barely. And you ended up with what? 2 6s? 1 6?
1 6.
Okay. So that's a hit. Your bolt gun does 3 damage. 3 damage. Your bolt gun is a 1 shot, so you have to reload every single time you shoot, okay?
Well,
so it's
kill it, so
it's
it won't be
empty
a
now.
problem.
So I'm going to roll its armor. Is it armor piercing?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it is armor piercing. Yes, it is. AP.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice. Okay. I guess that makes up for the reload.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So it only has 1 armor against this. And it doesn't. So this bolt fires out, slams, center mass right in it, sticks it to the ground. It quivers a little bit, blood squirts out, and it stops. But the blood squirts out. So let's see if it splashes on Holroyd. So let's see, it's 4 plus 3 is 7 dice. Wait, no, yeah, that's right. Holroyd, you get hit. It splashes on your chest and starts eating a hole. You take 2 damage.
Oh no.
That makes sense. So does my resilience help with that, or is it because
Yes.
it's acid?
Yeah.
Not really.
That applies. So that works. What is it? You roll. Is it you roll your
So
strength?
roll my. Yeah, I think it's just like the armor that you just rolled. Like it works the same way. It looks like.
Right, and you use your strength for it. Is that right? Yeah. All right. So you're going to roll
Yeah.
7 dice. Every 6 will take away one of these points of damage.
Yeah. So decent odds. Let's see. Yeah. How much damage was it total?
2. So you got 1 6.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So you're going to take 1 damage.
I can handle that.
And the acid continues to burn. And the creature's dead. What do you guys do next?
What the fuck was that thing?
That was what I was gonna say.
Like I go up towards it, like
But
no.
no! Don't science people.
Yeah, I'll take a look, and yeah, I wanna analyze.
I should
desperately reloading this bolt gun.
mark off a reload. Yep, it's reloaded. Good. I should have had this in right when it first appeared. Everybody should have gained a point of stress.
Sure.
Delayed reaction. Your heart. You realize your heart's
Yeah.
pounding.
Makes sense. So that means I can see that McWeir is at like 4 stress. Is that right?
Just three.
Just
That was
3.
four.
Just
No,
3.
I'm
Right.
at 4.
You're at 4.
Yeah, yeah. I wanna go up and analyze it.
Okay.
Use my analysis talent.
That will take, like you pull out like your little prod or your little medical tools. It'll take a few minutes. Do you guys want to take that time to let him check this thing out, or let her check this thing out, or let him check this thing out? Sorry.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll also like activate the motion sensor thing again while that's happening. Just to,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
who-
It's.
but
Go ahead. Sorry.
oh no, I was just trying to figure out who would roll first to like see, but I guess like our science dude can roll first.
Yep. Hold right. I'm going to make another roll to see if the acid continues to burn.
Oh.
You take 1 more point. Go ahead and make your resilience check.
Wow, I'm
So,
having
so
a muted your zero
it's not
flashbacks.
hurting. It's not hurting you, but it's continuing to burn away. It's just you look at it like nonchalantly, like, oh, look at that.
And this is why people don't like you.
And it smells horrible. It's exposing the white milky liquid and like the weird like little ampules that he has inside of him, like weird tubes, more wires than blood vessel.
Yeah, I think I blocked that damage, but maybe he'll get like down on like all fours, like he's playing horse. So it's like, oh, hold on, maybe gravity can help, and he's trying to like, don't mind me.
Sure. Okay, so you don't take
Seems
any
there's
damage,
acid in.
and I'm just going to finish that out. One more roll, and it burns out. It stops. It oxidizes and no longer is causing any damage. Okay, and you're taking out your motion tracker. McWeir, you're reloading, and Sig is checking out this thing. I think the motion tracker doesn't show any new contacts. Those same 2 contacts are off outside near that building, which is called Billy's Bar, by the way.
Okay.
It looks like one of the signals is inside the building, one is outside. In case that's not clear.
Yeah.
I'm going to remove this one. And Sig, I think, what is that, a observation check for analysis?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make that roll.
My 4 stress. So I did get 1 6, but I also rolled a 1 on my stress.
Okay, so go ahead and we'll do the stress or the panic first. So you're going to roll a d6 and add your current stress.
Okay, well I rolled a 1, so that's good. So
Okay,
it's just a 5.
yep, you're just holding it together. And you get 1 question, right?
Yeah. I am going to ask, what is its purpose?
You detect that it doesn't have a mouth. It doesn't have anything to bite or damage people, as far as you can tell. It doesn't have any sex organs, no means of reproduction of any way that you had ever heard of. This seems to be some sort of interim stage of some other creature. Maybe it's a parasitic creature of some sort. You hypothesize that probably the ovipositor underneath it is somehow deposits something into its target.
Yeah, I guess I would relay that information. Don't let it use the thing on the bottom on you. I mean, maybe Holroyd, maybe it wouldn't be a big deal on you, but or really just don't let it near you if we see any more of these. I guess, yeah, I guess that should have been obvious, huh?
I never wanted to hear the word ovipositor pronounced out loud. I'm really okay. Let's bundle together. Let's get up to the admin level. Let's get up there quick. Let's see if we can find one of these cards. We got to get moving. Just keep the detector. Let's get moving. Holroyd, are you? Can you move?
It seems to have oxidized now, but boss, I know that it's been said that I shouldn't hold weapons, but I think it might be prudent to rethink that.
Like my character's just like.
I look at Singleton and I'll say, hold that thought. Let's get moving.
Also, since I passed that analysis roll, all other PCs within short range reduce your stress by 1.
That's right.
Oh, nice.
By discovering more about the creature.
So this is like facts heal us? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know.
And I think as everyone starts walking away, maybe Ulrich just like stares at the corpse now for a moment. It's just like the company would want us to keep a specimen, but I think perhaps under the circumstances, it's more important for us to get to safety first.
I am 100% with you on this. I'm worried. Okay, just making sure.
Would you like me to
Oh.
still?
Sorry, keep what?
Do you want David to lead the way, or Holroyd to lead the way? Is that what you guys want?
Yes.
And you're going up the stairwell here?
Going to go up to the C2 level. We're going to go up there because they said that was admin, right?
Right. And you're going to use the stairwell that was behind you, or did you intend to get up there a different way? If you look at the map,
Yeah.
where your little yellow thing is, it's actually kind of gone past where the stairs was. Are you going to go back to where that was and go up those?
Let's
Or do
keep
you want,
moving.
or do you want to go to the other stairwell that's farther into C block? You see where I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's go into
you want to go
further.
this stairwell or this stairwell?
I think we should go into that further stairwell.
Okay.
Further away from where this thing was.
Ah.
And you're going to move down this hallway like this and then take a turn and go left. You see the little line I just added?
Oh, yes, I do.
You're going to go
I
down
don't
there.
like that you're drawing a little line. It's making me nervous. More than a little nervous.
You're going to go down there and then take a left and move to that other stairwell and go up. Is that the plan?
That is the plan. You have our marching order. You've drawn lines on the map. I am terrified right now.
Okay. All right. And Singleton, are you going to continue to have the motion tracker going? Let's go ahead and make another roll for that. So you're going to roll 5 supply dice again. You don't want any ones.
Okay. Let me just.
David says he's dropping out for a minute just to see if he can fix his tech.
Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Re-rolling. Okay, no ones.
Great. One quick check. No further signals. You still got those 2 signals up by Billy's bar.
And they're just sort of like hovering there.
Yeah, they're moving around just a little tiny bit. All right. You guys are moving through C block now. C block is an office block. And one moment, let me find where I've got the write-up on this. This is where the corporates had their offices. So there's several offices here. They've got Wayland Utani symbols on the doors. They've got the names of certain low-level executives and their staff that worked here, or do you want to peek inside, or you just want to keep on moving by?
I would like to look inside because there are a couple of jackasses, particularly Reynolds and Comiskey, that if there's any evidence of them around.
McWeir, I'm going to say you know that Comiskey took over Al Simpson's office. You were called in there, and this Miranda Richardson or Reynolds, she gave you a stern talking to. She didn't like the way that you were riling up the employees. You know that her office, Al Simpson, she took over Al Simpson's office. That's on the second floor, and it's in the it's on the second floor. It actually says administrator's office. If you see that on the
Yeah, I
second
think
floor,
that's C2, isn't it?
that's right. So that would be
That's where we're
upstairs.
heading.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. I'm also prepared to give her a stern talking to with one of the 3 shots worth of stern talking to I still have left.
So you go by and you push the little button, just to peek in these offices, and you see they've been, like the door goes and it slides open, and you can see these offices are quiet. As far as you can tell, look like business as usual. There's nobody there. There's no signs of struggle, or it doesn't look like it's been turned over or anything. You see one of the desks has like a half-eaten donut sitting there, a cup of coffee. It's cold. You continue on, I imagine.
We don't eat the donut.
No, the donut doesn't look very good. It's stale. It doesn't have any frosting or anything on it. You continue, you take the turn, and you move down to where the stairwell is going up without any incident. You move to the second floor, and you are at kind of like a landing when you climb up the ladder. And there's, if you look on the map, there's a sort of like window looking thing that kind of protrudes to the right of where the stairwell is coming up. Let me get this, copy this over. So you guys are right here where the X is on the second floor now. And let me move your little yellow symbol too. So this is sort of like a landing at the top of the ladder, and you can see that there's 2 doors. One door leads to sort of a elevated walkway that goes over to B dock or B block, and the other door leads back into the second floor of C block. The window, the shutters are closed. There's a button there if you should want to open the shutters. What do you do?
Why would they have the shutters shut? Is this standard emergency protocol, or is this something else?
Definitely. If there's any significant emergency, they would close the shutters. A lot of times, a lot of the storms here on LV 4026, they would close the shutters. The storm that you guys came through probably wouldn't qualify, but sort of the end of the day, a lot of times they just close it out of just to be careful.
You think we should? Well, we've got to. We need those cards. All right, I will. Singleton, you and I get our weapons ready, and we'll cover. Let's have Sig, will you hit the control to open the shutters?
Yeah.
Yeah. So pistol out.
Okay. So these metal shutters kind of go and they roll up, and there's a thick glass, and you can look out, and it sort of protrudes. So you can kind of get out and kind of see quite a bit of this courtyard that's down below, and you see that there is a dead body laying in the courtyard, and it looks like it's missing most of its limbs. Everybody gains a point of stress. Although I think I think McWeir and Singleton were the only ones that were looking. I don't know
Yeah.
if Sig was looking out. So you two gain a point of stress. You see this.
Whoa!
Yeah, I
what?
like that idea that you're both looking out. I hit the button. I'm not even looking. I see your reaction. I'm not looking out there.
Yeah.
What the what?
Like it's missing most of its limbs. Like
Yeah, it looks like they've been
it's face
torn
down in the
or
dirt.
ripped off. Whatever happened, it was violent
Brutal.
and brutal. Yeah. And otherwise in the courtyard, off to your left, you can see that there's another elevated passageway that leads off towards the post room. You can just about, in fact, I'll have you guys go ahead. If you want to peer out and really look closely and take a minute, maybe you can see what's going on over by Billy's bar, like underneath the elevated crossing there.
Yeah, because we need to see more horrible things.
Sure.
Singleton
Yeah,
and I.
yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
So who wants to be the die roller on this one?
Oh my gosh, but my observation's actually pretty crap. Like, let me double check.
I will roll the observation.
And Singleton, are you also looking, or are you averting your gaze? Or are you just looking somewhere else?
Cover us, Singleton.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to look for if there's gonna be movement.
Okay.
That kind of.
Sure. So make an observation check straight up.
Also, I think David should be back if you want to add him to the.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. It is dim out there, though, so I'm going to have you take away a die. No, just roll it straight up. It's okay.
Okay. Let's see what happens. I've got 9 dice. There's almost no chance that I could fail. Why? So I did get a 6
On your stress die.
on my stress die, and I got
So you're
no 1s on my stress die.
Great.
Once again, the stress die saves me.
Wonderful. That is enough to spot something. So you see a blur of something large. You can kind of get perspective based on like the buildings around it and stuff, how big it is. It's big. It's black. It's long, and it's humanoid-ish. It's got long limbs. It's big but skinny. It's got this long whipping tail, and it's something you've never seen before. And you gain a point of stress.
I'm adding a point of stress. I think that, and I say, nope. Shut the shutters. Shut the shutters. Shut the shutters.
It also seemed to be moving forcefully towards Billy's bar and then coming back and then doing it again.
Wade back and forth between.
Kind of like it would come back and kind of pause and then gather itself, then move quickly back towards Billy. You couldn't quite see where Billy's bar was.
It's trying to smash its way into the bar. Lower the shutters. Let's check the admin thing as quickly as we can to see if we
How far
can.
is Billy's bar? Shoot.
Billy's bar is.
The answer is not far enough. I realize.
It's about 100. It's about 100 meters away.
Shoot, yeah, I'm looking at the map. It's pretty close to where we have to go.
Where you're going.
After hearing that,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, after hearing that, Harold looks to everybody and just like, oh, it must be happy hour.
Yeah, I mutter under my breath again. This is why nobody likes these things. She's like swearing under her breath. So I see that McWhirr is panicked. Can I try to calm them down?
he's she's not really panicked right
Okay, okay.
now. She's not in panic.
Okay.
She's
On
stressed.
edged.
Right.
Is
On
she?
edge.
But they are your buddy, though, right? So
Mm-mm.
you can do something to take away 1 point of their stress.
Yeah. So how do I do that again? Sorry, I forgot to.
You just role play calming them,
Oh,
and
okay,
we'll take
okay.
away a point of stress.
Right. So I'm going to say, look, this is just like it's nothing like what we've been through, but I'm going to try to like relate it to something we've been through. Uh, like a moment that we had in the past. Um, this is just the same. We're gonna get out of this. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we got here early, and we've been here a while. If we can get the cards, and we can bug out of here,
Yeah.
and we can send a call. They'll send the Marines in. We'll get ourselves someplace safe. Then they'll come down here and they'll clear it out. That's how this works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's good. So take away a point of stress, and you probably won't need to do it again. But you can do that once per session with your buddy. Okay, and then you guys are gonna hustle it to the administrator's office.
Yeah, we
Okay.
want to see what we can find here.
And do you want to move quickly or quietly?
I think I'm on a quickly schedule now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you push the button, and the door. This is a little of a heavier door leading into the block here. You move your way down the. You move your way down the hallway, and there is an intercom there. If nothing, you don't hear any noise or anything, but there is one there at the end of the hall. You take a right turn, and at the end of this hallway is the door into the administrator's office. It says on the outside, Colony Administrator Al Simpson. And as I mentioned, McWeir, you know that Miranda Richardson, the executive and leading this Weyland-Yutani team, had taken over the office. And if she were around, this is where she should be. The door is shut. There's no window or anything on it.
Is it locked? Can we just hit the button? And...
You can just hit the button, sure.
Weep weep.
Beep boop.
We're all gonna die.
Okay. The door opens up, and you're looking. It's a good-sized office, and the desk is towards the back wall, and there's a nice swivel chair that's behind the desk. Sort of, it's like looking out. There's another one of these shutters here. These shutters are closed also, and the chair's swiveled around, and you see that there's someone in the chair. They seem to be resting or sleeping, and there is a vent.
A vent. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a vent to the upper right wall near where this swivel chair is, and you can see the vent has been it's a fairly small vent, but it's been smashed out. The grate that closes the vent has been smashed out. It's all twisted, and the vent itself is not very big, but it's like been pushed and pulled to something larger moved through this vent clearly, and just
like human large.
Oh, at least.
Oh God. Okay.
Holroyd, could you please step over there and tell us who is in that chair? Please.
Yeah, Nora just I guess goes to the front of the group in this doorway. She's like,
Okay.
Boss, are you sure I shouldn't have a weapon for this?
Here's my knife.
Thanks, boss. Hopefully I won't have to use it.
Okay.
And
Go
you
ahead
in.
and add and subtract the knife so we don't forget that.
Right.
And before I forget, I say it's probably not time yet. Okay. You're gonna walk up and
So
see.
ominous. Probably
see-
not time yet.
I was gonna ask you to make another power roll on the motion tracker, but
Okay.
it's not quite that time.
Okay.
Holroyd, what are you gonna do? You got a knife now. You got it in your hand, I presume.
Yeah. I think he's going to just slowly walk into this office and then kind of at the desk, I guess, just like, excuse me.
No response.
And he kind of looks back to everyone else in the doorway, I assume, and just like,
Closer.
all right. And then I think he goes and just kind of moves this or swivels this chair around.
Oh. So you all see a perfect shot of Miranda Reynolds. She's sitting in the chair, but her head has a huge hole in the forehead. It looks like a big puncture wound, about yay big. A big chunk of her skull is smashed in. Her eyes are, busted in. She's dead. There's blood all over her. She's got a lanyard that she's got like a death grip on in one hand. She's holding onto her lanyard, which she kept her key card. And she's got some sort of communicator in her other hand, and it's got a beeping light on it, a beeping blue light, which from experience with communicators means that someone's trying to call there. You need to answer it if you want to talk to the person. Let me just check to make sure there's not one of the. Of course, you all gain a point of stress.
Right. I was gonna volunteer that information.
That was a good idea, though, McWeir, to try to get David to do it, or Holroyd to do it.
Yeah, I think the Holroyd will just kind of theoretically take both of these, like the communicator and the lanyard.
Okay.
And just bring.
That's true. Yeah,
If
because you
there's
don't have
no
to make
trouble
a
there.
check.
To get the key card, you have to like physically like move her fingers back. She's got rigor mortis, and you have to like almost break her fingers, and she's got like brains and blood all over her hands. You don't mind, whatever. You just wipe it off and keep going. If anybody else had done it, there would have been more stress, but you don't mind.
I'm gonna like puke a little in my mouth.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening.
Sure.
He goes back and I think. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, the key card, unfortunately, in her death grip, she's busted it. She's snapped it in half. This will not work. It's not fixable even. And you have the communicator. It's got a soft blue light. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, I'll just relay that bad news and just like, I'm sorry, I don't think Miranda made it. But here's the communicator.
Look around and see if she's armed. See if there's any kind of weapons around her desk or anything.
Okay. That's going to take a few minutes. Does anybody else want to do anything while that's going on?
I think we should answer the.
I will answer the comm while Holroyd checks for other weapons here.
Sure.
Okay. Singleton, what do you guys want to do while this is happening?
I think Singleton's kind of overwhelmed with what's happening, because now we know that thing can get in the vents, that thing that we saw outside. I'm just keeping an eye on the motion sensor, to be honest.
Okay.
Before I answer, actually, if I see Singleton looking off, I'll kind of go over and make sure, get her to maybe sit down for a second and say, need you to hold it together. Find the other key card. Everything's going to be cool. Find out what's on this line. Cool. You just got to chill, okay?
We just gotta, but that hole was.
Don't even talk about it. We're just going to keep moving here. Catch your breath. Get yourself set. We'll get right. We'll get right with this. Company's gonna pay for this,
Yes.
and I'll answer the com.
And you were calming Singleton?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and take a point of stress. Remove a point of stress.
Okay, thank you. Ooh,
All right, we'll
I'm
get to
gonna
the
do the same.
call next. But Sig, did you have anything in particular you wanted to do?
I mean, I can help look around, I guess.
Okay,
I'm pretty observant.
okay. So let's do that roll. Whichever one, like I said, whoever wants to make the observation roll, usually it's the person with the higher roll, but if you don't want to risk panicking, and then the other person is assisting. So whoever rolls gets an extra die.
Yeah, I'll let Holroyd make the roll and just get an extra die.
That's fair.
So you can do observation with an extra die.
So that's going to be 5 for me. 1/6.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to roll 2 6-sided die and see what we find.
All right. Roll these bottom ones. So an 8 total, or 5 and a 3.
Okay. 8 is you find a med kit. A
Yeah, I'll
med
hand that
to Sig? Sure.
yeah. Good.
Nice.
I'll
Yeah,
use
dual
this.
wield.
A med kit, by the way, it's a one-use item, but it gives you a +2 on a medical aid check is how that works. Okay. Let's go to McWeir. So you push the answer button, right?
Yes.
You hear a woman sobbing softly. This person sounds broken. You can just tell by the sobs.
I want you to listen to the sound of my voice. I'm talking to you. Can you hear me? I need you to get yourself.
So the person
together.
they snuffle and they go who's this? Reynolds, we got to get out of here. Is this Reynolds?
No. Uh, we can get to where you're at. Where you at right now?
Who is this?
Where are you at right now?
I'm in the quarantine, the med bay, in the quarantine room. I'm locked in. I can't get out.
Is this? Does this Comiskey?
Yeah.
I say, this is Comiskey, right?
Yeah, this is Comiskey. Who is this? Where's Reynolds?
Reynolds' key card is broken, and she is out of commission right now.
Well, look, I have a key card.
I know you do, and I know you need some people to come and help you get the F out of here.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
Well, then I need you to be real chill. Keep yourself quiet. Keep yourself set. And if you hear anything, you give us a beep on this comm, and we are heading your way.
Look, there's creatures. You got to be careful. They're huge. They're killed and took everybody.
Everybody, like when I hear that, like I snap.
Look, I don't know how long I've been in here, but last thing I remember is those things coming into the med lab and taking everyone. The quarantine shut down automatically. That's the only thing that saved me.
Okay. Well, we're going to head there as carefully as we can. I need you to stay there, and when we get close, we will work out how we're going to get you moving out of there. Okay?
She sniffles and sobs a little bit and goes, okay. Um, hurry. I don't know how long I can hang out. I can't keep it together much longer.
Are there any sedatives around?
Yeah. This is a med lab, of course.
Okay. Why don't you give yourself a little half dose? Keep yourself a little calm here, because you're going to need to sit it out while we make our way there.
Yeah, of course. Don't worry about that. I know what to do.
Yes, you do. You've got this.
Go ahead and make a manipulation roll to try to get this person to get themselves together.
Okay, so that is this is actually my forte. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and let's see. Where's my panic? Oh, stress dice. That's right.
One quick thing. There also is some little modifiers to manipulation rolls. Let's look at the rule summary.
Yeah.
Manipulation. Let's see. Where is that? Here we go. Negotiating position. I'll give you a +1 because it's not going to cost them anything to try to get their act together. I think you presented your case well. I'll give you another die.
And drop a die because I'm talking via radio.
Right.
So it'll be a wash.
+1 overall, because I gave you 1 for it doesn't cost them to listen to you, and you made a good case.
Okay. All right. So let's grab another die here. Uncheck these things. All right. I got a bunch of dice. This looks like it's going to be just wondrous.
Let's not jinx it.
Let's see it. Well.
Okay. Oh shit.
So the good news is 2 successes.
Uh-huh.
The bad news is I did roll a 1 on my
Yeah.
panic. So I'm going to pull that panic number over.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll this little corner die and add 4 to it.
Okay.
Oh, how about a 10?
All right. Let's look at that panic table. Panic. Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Oh,
freeze. You're frozen by fear or stress for 1 round, losing your next point of action. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increase by 1. So everybody gets a point of stress. If McWeir is your rival, this might be a good time to ignore this cascade effect. Is that you, Sig?
Yeah, that's me. I'm totally ignoring that.
So you see him or her, freezing up, is trying to talk to this person, to Comiskey.
Now here's a question about the panic thing. Do I have 2 successes? Do I complete that action before I panic?
No. When you get a 10 or above, it takes away your successes.
Oh,
So
seriously?
you start to say what you thought you were saying to this person, and you're just stuttering and stammering. You can't get your thoughts together. Your nerves are just racked. And Comiskey's like, just get here, fast, and hangs up.
Okay, I'm going to step forward and I'm going to put a hand on McWeir's shoulder and say, look, these corp types, you can't talk to them straight. They're not like us. You did your best. They just weren't having it. It's not your fault. Just take a breath now. It's okay.
It's just I know it's their fault.
Yeah, absolutely their fault.
And I know it's a long way to the med. It's a long way to the med bay.
But we still have, and I point at the robot. So, that walking shield is gonna help us get to the med bay. We still have an ace up our sleeve. We're not out of it yet.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Anything else before you leave here and make your way to medbay? I think that's probably a good point to end for today.
Yeah.
Your stress is jammed out. I'll give you one cookie. If you guys have any signature items you want to interact with before you go, because you use that once per, I guess you use it once per act. So we'll call it once. Well, yeah, we'll stick to the rules. So you could use it now or you can save it for next time.
Okay.
Otherwise, so we leave with you guys intending to head to medbay. There's something big and black and nasty outside Billy's bar. Comiskey says she has a key card. You got a plan.
When you do each of us get a story point then, or is it one story point for the group?
You each get a story point based on your signature or your secret agenda. So I will go through. I forgot kind of what everybody's secret agendas is right now.
No worries, yeah.
But I'm going to go through, before I go to bed tonight and see how you all moved. And I'll add a story point if I think you guys made a significant movement towards it.
And we have one group. You said a cookie, so we have one group point?
No, they're each yours.
Okay.
And in fact, it's the player's story point.
Okay.
So if you earn story points and you don't use them in a scenario, you can take them to your next scenario, even if you're playing a different character.
Cool.
It's kind of a weird mechanic.
Little meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense because if the character doesn't survive and you lose all of those
Right.
juicy plot points.
They're trying to motivate people, to move towards their agendas. On the gauntlet, though, a lot of these points are never really necessary because people do it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But
rewarding it is, I've got no objections to that right now.
Sure.
Given my roles tonight.
Sure.
Oh wait, sorry. I just want to double check because it says here the signature item once per act in cinematic play and once per game session in campaign play. So we're in cinematic play.
Yeah, you're in cinematic play.
Ah, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So usually they're not awarded until the end of an act, but since this is just a one act short scenario, I'll award them halfway through if you guys made good progress. Any other questions? All right, let's call it a night. I hope to see everybody next time.
I'm digging it. I'm
Yeah.
digging it.
Super good time. I had so much fun.
I want to say
That was really good.
I both hated and loved that blew away my successes.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
mechanic
Yeah.
that so awful.
Yeah, because it's so hard to get the successes in the first place,
know.
right? In the system,
Yeah.
I just
You were going to be able to.
brutal.
You could have had a stunt, maybe got more information or something, but no.
It's the
Yeah,
kind of thing that would have made Sherry yell at me if,
Yeah.
if I did that to her at the table. So
I'm cringing imagining my next roll with 5 stress dice.
yeah. No one's
Yeah,
here to
loving the-
comfort you. Oh my
yes,
Yeah, 5's pretty high. I think you're getting into danger zone now. 2 or 3, you're like, no problem. 5, sometimes when I watch people play this, they get up to like 8,
God.
10. Although I think sometimes those games get out of hand, but
Right, like you said, they're adding the stress too quickly.
yeah. All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you
I'll
so much.
see you next week.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
see you guys next week.
Thanks.
Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Great
Bye.
game. Bye.